What if I told you we're living the same story that destroyed the most advanced civilization in history? A story of incredible technology, spiritual wisdom, and a shocking downfall that came not from outside enemies, but from within. For thousands of years, the legend of Atlantis has fascinated explorers, philosophers, and dreamers. But what if this story isn't just a myth? What if it's a warning we're failing to heed today? Today, we'll discover how the same forces that sank an entire continent beneath the waves are playing out right now in our politics, our economy, and our collective consciousness. So what do we actually know about Atlantis? The story comes from the Greek philosopher Plato, who described it around 360 BCE as a powerful naval empire that became greedy and proud. But Atlantis was more than just a city. It was an entire civilization of incredible advancement. According to metaphysical teachings, Atlanteans mastered crystalline energy technology, telepathic communication, and healing through sound and frequency. They lived in profound harmony with nature and each other. Imagine a society where technology and spirituality were balanced, where people valued community over individualism, where the connection between thought and reality was understood and respected. Sounds like utopia, right? So what went wrong, and why does it matter to us today? In its golden age, Atlantis was built on principles that we're still struggling to achieve today. Crystalline energy technology, telepathic communication, healing through sound, oneness with Earth, spiritual awakening. The Atlanteans understood something we're just beginning to rediscover, that our thoughts and consciousness actually shape our physical reality. They believed no one should suffer from deprivation, and those with more were stewards for those with less. But then something changed. Something shifted in their collective consciousness that would lead to their complete destruction. According to the ancient accounts, the Atlanteans commenced to display unbecoming conduct and to degenerate, thus blighting and finally destroying the fairest of their most valuable possessions. Their prosperity led to degeneration. The Magi of Atlantis had predicted that their desire for gold, fueled by what they called foul greed, would become an irrepressible and destructive force that would bring calamity to the whole race. Sound familiar? Today, the richest 1% own nearly half of the world's wealth, while billions struggle to meet basic needs. Like the Atlanteans, we're witnessing an explosion of greed that threatens our stability. But it wasn't just greed that destroyed Atlantis. The true cause was something far more subtle and far more relevant to us today. Ancient texts suggest that Atlanteans understood that thought vibrations can become inharmonious with the universal thought vibrations, leading to cataclysmic results. Essentially, their collective consciousness became so discordant that it literally manifested as physical collapse. Today, science is catching up with this ancient wisdom. Studies show how group polarization creates increasingly extreme positions through social interaction. Our digital age has accelerated this process dramatically. Think about it. Social media was supposed to connect us, but it's become a battleground that amplifies our differences. Algorithms feed us content that reinforces our existing beliefs, creating echo chambers that make compromise seem impossible. We're not exchanging ideas, we're shouting across ever-widening chasms. Democrats and Republicans aren't just disagreeing on policies, they're increasingly questioning each other's basic humanity and patriotism. Let's look at some striking parallels. Spiritual teachers today warn that we're recreating the fall of Atlantis through similar patterns of imbalance. The same energies of division, distrust in wisdom and deception that emerged during Atlantis' downfall are playing out in our society today. But here's the exciting part. If we understand how Atlantis fell, we might have the key to preventing our own collapse. Remember how the Atlanteans understood that thought influences reality. Modern science is beginning to confirm this. Studies in psychology show that our collective beliefs and expectations literally shape our social and political realities. This means that our consciousness isn't just passive, it's actively creating our world. The polarization we're experiencing isn't just happening to us, We're participating in creating it through every interaction, every share, every comment. But the flip side is also true. We can participate in healing it. Initiatives like Duke University's Truth, Racial Healing and Transformation Center are applying this understanding by bringing people together to share stories and recognize our common humanity. They've found that when people from different backgrounds genuinely listen to each other's experiences, something miraculous happens. Empathy grows, perspectives shift, and healing begins. This isn't just touchy-feely idealism, it's practical psychology. When we recognize that our political opponents aren't evil, but simply have different experiences and fears, we create space for actual solutions. So how do we apply the lessons of Atlantis today? Spiritual teachers suggest several practices. Connect with water, which holds memory and can awaken our cellular consciousness. Work with crystals, which carry ancient frequencies that can help unlock wisdom. Listen to our intuition as a gateway to higher knowledge. Use sound healing to restore balance as Atlantean healers did. Live with integrity, committing to use our gifts with humility and love, but you don't have to be spiritually inclined to make a difference. Simple practices like seeking out perspectives different from your own, questioning inflammatory media narratives, having respectful conversations with those who disagree with you, recognizing our shared humanity beyond political labels. These simple actions can begin to shift our collective vibration from discord to harmony. Remember how I promised we'd solve the mystery of Atlantis? Here's the ultimate revelation. The true lesson of Atlantis isn't about a lost civilization. It's about us, about our consciousness, about our choices right now. The ancient Atlanteans prophesied that the Messiah that must come is a nation and not an individual. They envisioned a collective awakening where we would recognize our fundamental unity. This isn't about rebuilding ancient temples, it's about restoring the spiritual blueprint of Atlantis within ourselves. It's about remembering that we're all connected, that our thoughts shape our reality, and that we have the power to choose a different ending to this story. The return of Atlantis consciousness isn't about the past, it's about our future. So what do you think? Are we repeating Atlantis's mistakes? Or are we awakening to a new possibility? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you noticed these patterns in our world? What gives you hope that we can choose a different path? If this video resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs to see it. And remember to like and subscribe for more content that explores the hidden patterns shaping our world. The story of Atlantis doesn't have to be a tragedy. Together, we can write a different ending. And as always, I hope something good happens to you today. Peace.